Oh, hello. You've just caught me buying some things in the Battlegrounds store because that is what I'm doing. And Battlegrounds is in full swing. I'm enjoying myself with this meta thus far. It seems very much interesting, fun, and yeah, all that stuff. But wait, there's been a development. Yes, so I was just relaxing with nice Chinese takeaway and thought to myself, oh, we've just had a message to say that there's going to be some changes to Battlegrounds. So I thought let's go over this in a video, an unexpected second video of the day. So this is a big dev diary worth of stuff. I'd say go and check out the link in the description. I'm going to try and kind of delve into this as much as possible without making this a lengthy video. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, the community's already seen some of the things in action. For instance, at the launch of Season 1, the community was unhappy with the meta system design. We quickly reworked the system and retuned the rewards, and now the Battlegrounds store, Battlegrounds rank rewards, and Battlegrounds events are in a much better place. That's true. I would say the store does need a revamp, though that's just a personal thought based on where players are and what they can rank up and the volume and the trophy tokens cost. However, we know there's much more work to be done. Good omission there. And this post will address these concerns best we can, as point we know uncertainty about solving some of these problems, etc, etc, yada yada. Right, bugs. Players receive 0 victory medals from winning a match. Players are auto-assigned their first draft pick. Players are unable to choose defenders, attackers during the draft. Opponents forfeiting appears in the match history as a loss. Opponents forfeiting shows the match result from the prior opponent. Fight begins with less than the intended time of 2 minutes. Fight outcomes are not being captured, resulting in players having to repeat the fight or an immediate loss. Yeah, really annoying. I would say also pausing in Battlegrounds is a bit of an issue that does need to be addressed, and I would urge Kabam to look into that and look to the forums. Look at players giving the feedback on the forums in various different places and say, look, you need to address this. Just because it is becoming an unhealthy, uncompetitive, and unfair strategy in certain circumstances. But in any case, moving on. Cheating, one of the key things. The battle against cheaters has been a constant tug of war. As far as we can tell, cheating peaked in Season 3 when when our auto detection system were having some issues. We solved those problems, and in Season 4 we were unable to provide a much cleaner experience for most summoners. Although I hear a lot of people saying good things about Season 4. I saw a forum that was very complimentary of it, so I don't know. Unfortunately, the cheaters have become more sophisticated, and in Season 5 we again saw an uptick in cheating. Yeah, not nearly to the levels we experienced in Season 3, but more substantial than in Season 4. Damn. In the short term, we've addressed this problem by modifying our cheat detection algorithm to make them more effective. Thankfully, we have millions of data points to work with, and we believe we can dramatically improve these systems combat cheating starting in Season 6. That's good. At least it can give... Well, the big thing I want to come back to is saying and doing, right? Saying is one thing, and this is great to see this. Thumbs up. Doing is going to be the next thing, and seeing how Season 6 all kind of like comes together with performance. In the long term, we are working on a fundamental tech solution that will completely change the landscape and make it much more difficult to cheat in our game. Good. And I hope this is not... The thing is, people laughed at me when I said that Kabam are working on an instant or kind of anti-cheat, right? And it's like, they are working on the technology. The technology is out there. It's not in MCOC, but it is in other games. And maybe this technology is going to be better, but then again, our cheat is going to be able to find a way to mod past it. We'll have to see. You can all help us by reporting suspicious matches. Not always great, but yeah. I'm moving on. We always wanted to note that we are aware of other poor behavior happening at the top of the leaderboards, with players manipulating the queuing system to win trade, block summoners from finding matches. We are working a solution to these concerns as well. That'd be great. We are committed to winning this fight against those who cheat. Get ahead, and it will take time, but we will not give up. We thank you all for etc, etc. Victory trap, matchmaking, and climbing. The 3 areas identified in this post were already in 3 areas we are looking to address. So it was great to see some reinforcement of the problem space. We don't align on some of the solutions in the post, but the problem description is spot on in terms of those with 3 interrelated problems. 1, the way the season is reset is handled, concerns about matchmaking, and system that allows players to climb or get stuck in a victory track. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I've talked about for a long time. I've given feedback on this to Kabam a long time ago. Was that a season or something? And that was just based on like a few months of experience, and also from what things that you've said as well when it comes to like for me, just looking at just the slog really in the time. I don't mind, like, I like Battlegrounds a lot more than it was with Season 1. I hated it in Season 1, and there's still fundamentals not dealt with. But the reason that I come back to this mode is that it's fresh, it's interesting, it is nearly there. It's so weird to have a game mode that is just being released as a beta, essentially, and we've literally had for nearly 5 seasons. I mean, like, it'll probably be Season 8 before this. And I said that before, like Season 8 will probably be when this mode feels like it's done, it's there, and it's perfect. The same thing happened with Alliance Wars seasons as well. It's not until like Season like 20, maybe even 25 going into 30 when it started getting to be actually good, apart from all the stuff we had in the past. In any case, moving on, Rich. Season reset. Every season, all players start at the bottom of the victory track, leading to gigantic mismatched pool of summoners and long grinds for those who play for the Gladiator circuit every month. To address this, our plans to send players to start the season. We are working on a system that will allow us to send players based on where they finished the season before. We also need tech that will allow summoners to earn the rewards for victory track ranks below where they are seeded. Both of these tech solutions are being worked on right now, but don't currently have an ETA. I know some people will kind of like say this is a bad idea because they don't think it's fair for those who have been given a leg up to do it. I'd say the only response to that is like, well, look, there's highly skilled people that have like stonking rosters. It's better in some ways that they are a lot further away, and the thing is that may smooth out matchmaking. I'm not going to say it will, or I'm not going to say it won't, but if somebody's roster, not just based on skill, if you're playing crap, then you're playing crap, but if you kind of elevate like best roster, and it's like it's the difference between a Paragon player who's just become Paragon with 5-star still in their deck and low 6 stars versus someone that's got a rank 5, 6 stars, 7 stars at some stage, and 200 signature whatevers and relics. There's a difference between you facing that particular person and you fighting off against someone who's kind of like more to your level of roster. It's not going to be, I'm not going to say exactly that's going to happen, but at least what you've done is you've separated yourselves out that you're kind of so far from each other that you're not going to matchmake, or less likely to matchmake is kind of the point with that one. And matchmaking becomes something of a talking point as well. Many summoners have concerns about matchmaking. We absolutely understand a wide range of perspectives on this topic. We know that the experience is not working for most summoners, and we have concluded that the way to address this issue is to change system. The seeding system described above, good. If I read ahead, I probably would have answered my own question. Summoners together and provide better and fairer matches from season to season. Once the system is in place, the victory track and matchmaker would be structured to ensure that any player who climbs the victory track or reaches Gladiator Circuit deserves to be there and didn't simply reach those heights because of softer matches. True. So it stops people stomping on people, and it allows people to gain as well. We'd like to do it as fairly as possible and most equally competitively fairly matched as possible. God, that's a section of words. As mentioned above, implementing the seeding system will take time. In the meantime, we will continue to tweak the matchmaker every season. We know members of our forum have posted videos showing many lower accounts in the Gladiator circuit in Season 5, but pretty much all of those accounts were cheaters who got their illegitimately. For those uncollected or cavalier players who in past seasons have climbed up the victory track, it's time to focus on growing your accounts if you want to continue to compete at that level. That's a bit bad in some ways. I would have hoped there would have been something of like layers to the competitive sphere for it, because essentially what's that saying is like get good, get champions, spend money, move up, and stuff like that, which is it's such a crappy way of looking at it. It's not inclusive. It's exclusive, and I don't like that kind of like the way of looking at it. I would love to say that there was battlegrounds available for those that were of a certain tierage. That's not very easy to do for Kebab to matchmake, but again, this is all of us feeling like we can fairly eat at the table, and instead there's like the kids table, and it's like you're off the big table now. You got to go you're off the adults table. You got to go into kids table with it. But Kebab, I guess I've got to sort out what they've got to sort out. Climbing is a bit of an issue, which I've mentioned for myself, and kind of the climb is feeling a little bit at times. Just a case of like, you just feel like sometimes some months, some seasons, you don't feel like you're making any headway. And it's like pick and choosing the right times. Like I have to choose certain times of the day in order to matchmake with people in a certain time zone, because if I do it any other time, I'm not making any gains. Weird that, but I don't know if there's a difference between like me facing off against someone in the USA versus someone in Europe. I'm just trying to draw that as a comparison. In any case, moving on. Many summoners have shared the medal system is too punishing for average summoners. True. Right now, a summoner with a 50% win rate will average about 0.3 medals per match without using victory shields. Contrary to what some think, the flaw at every rank keeps it from becoming a true zero-sum system. Moreover, the way you win and losses cluster is a main determinant factor in how fast you climb, and this is uncontrollable by players. Additionally, those with 40% or lower win rate are basically unable to climb at all. But that's bad. That is really bad. With the implementation of this seeding system above, we expect win rates to trend even more towards 50%, especially in the middle of the ladder, as those in close competition to each other will effectively become cohorts that reset together and climb together from one season to the next. So face off against the same people. To address these concerns, we are exploring ways to increase the average number of medals earned per match, so that a summoner with a 50% win rate has the opportunity to climb more that's good, consistently, and some summoners with sub 50% will also be able to climb at least a little bit. That's good. It's like saying if a winner gets 3 medals, I'm not going to say that's going to be the case. A winner gets 3 medals, but a loser gets 1 medal. It's like you're still able to, you don't have like, diminishing returns with it. Oh man, I don't know if that's the word, diminishing returns. Any case, like, I think you know what I mean when it comes to like you're still getting there, but you'll get there slowly. And I'm not saying like, oh, go out there just to lose, because that's the way you got to go with it. But you got to you can't just throw it like that. I mean, there needs to be something that kind of checks that from Kebab's perspective. Unlike the reset and matchmaking problems, we haven't yet settled on a solution for this. The solution might only apply to part of the victory track of all. It might require you to queue with elder marks. Okay, so using elder marks as maybe the, as I said, the example was you when you win, you get 3 medals if you use elder marks, and one medal if you used elder marks if you lose. It might only apply to a certain number of matches a day. It might require us to increase medal requirements for some of those of the victory track ranks, or any combination above. However, the one thing to take away from this section is that we agree that the problem and we're working to address it. Good. The solution may not be implemented at the same time, and seeding it introduced, but our goal for it is not lag too far behind. What's lag has it got to do with it? Funny Friday joke. Okay, conclusion. This post focused on some largest concerns related to battlegrounds, but these aren't only things we are looking at. We are exploring things like solution to the pause exploit. Good, they are looking at it, and whether or not significant advantage is gained based on order, participants, draft, or place defenders. We understand all of the concerns that the community has related to battlegrounds, and addressing these concerns is priority. We are working on a solution right now, but they require new tech, and as a result, we will take time to build and test. In the meantime, we hope you can find joy in what we know is a substantial experience. A suboptimal experience. I think they shouldn't be so rude on themselves by saying suboptimal experience, right? But I would say, like, passionately move forward with it. I think they could be very down on themselves. I mean, I appreciate they're being kind of quite down on themselves by saying suboptimal experience. Look, apart from all the other kind of like crap that goes on in Battlegrounds, I'm saying crap a lot in this particular video, it is a great game mode. But this is the problem. When you release a game mode in beta and it still feels like a beta, then therein lies the problem. It's different if we had a lot of these concerns aired out before the mode went live back in September, October, September time, and it was like all of the above was dealt with, but it was then like, oh, here it is, and it's like, oh, this isn't really in a great state. We will communicate again once we have more firm timeline and clearer direction related to the climbing problems discussed in section 3 above. Yeah, I mean, look, it's taken how many months has it been? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months to come to these particular conclusions, right? It's been a disappointing kind of like extent of time with it. But the thing is, it's a great game mode. It's just a real shame when stuff like this kind of like occurs, and then the player base has to say, look, could you deal with the pause button, please? That needs to be dealt with. But yeah, like yeah, things like bans. I think bans may need to be kind of like extended a little bit more stricter. But in any case, what are your thoughts on this? For me personally, there's a lot of things that have ticked a lot of boxes, especially to make the game more fun, but also flowy. It needs to flow. It needs to be feeling like if you invest your time into it. Now, if you shorten the time of investment, say if it's going to be, you're going to invest 8 hours over the total part of the month and then it's reduced down to 4, that's a massive thumbs up. That means you can reprioritize other content you can grind in game, but as well, cleaning up the mode, dealing with those cheaters, dealing with the pause button, the different bugs and stuff like that. This is good, but the thing is, time needs to be dealt with sooner rather than later. But I don't know. What's your thoughts? Put it in the comment section down below. And yeah, happy Friday. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And might be doing a live stream a bit later on tonight. Haven't decided. But yeah, check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye.